In the period that followed the Warsaw Pact invasion of Czechoslovakia in 1968, school teachers were instructed by the state to inquire of their pupils information about their parents, and particularly if their mother or father had ever said anything critical about the current leaders of the Communist Party. In The Teacher, a Slovak film made by the well-established director Jan Hrbčík, Zuzana Maurery plays a schoolteacher who has taken that official instruction several steps further. At the beginning of every school year, Mrs. Drazdikova orders her high school students to state the professions of their parents. This has nothing to do with loyalty to the state or the party. It's entirely self-serving. Armed with this information, the odious Mrs. D is able to blackmail the parents, and sometimes the children too, to perform various tasks and chores for her, all without payment, and in return she will ensure the kids do well at school. If the parents don't comply, then the kids will suffer. Mostly the parents are willing to comply. One boy's father drives a taxi, so there are free taxi lifts available for the teacher. Groceries are delivered to her apartment, a lamp is repaired, and a visit to the hairdresser is complimentary. But other parents aren't so malleable. Kuchera Songo Kasai is employed at the airport. Mrs. D asks him to fly a gift of a cake to her sister in Moscow, and when he refuses, such a request being against the rules, the teacher takes it out on his daughter Danka, Tamara Fischer, making the girl's life so miserable that she contemplates suicide. Binder Martin Havelka, a hard-drinking tough guy, takes it out on his son Philip, Oliver Oswald, when he does badly in class, until he realizes the real reason lies not with the boy, but with his own refusal to go along with the corruption. In order to tell this nasty little story, Hrbčík structures the film around an inquiry chaired by the school's headmistress, Ina Gogolova, where parents are invited to reveal how Mrs. D's behaviour has affected them and their children. And most, not surprisingly, are unwilling to speak out, and certainly don't want to sign a document of complaint against the teacher. After all, Mrs. D is a senior member of the party, and her late husband was a high-ranking military official. Maurery, who won the Best Actress award at the Karlovy Vary Film Festival in the Czech Republic last year, is impressive as the thoroughly nasty Mrs. D, who, it's suggested, will be just as manipulative in the post-communist era. Anyone with any knowledge of the ways things worked under communism won't be surprised to learn that Mrs. D is inspired by a real-life schoolteacher who instructed screenwriter Peter Jarkowski when he was a boy. I'm giving The Teacher 4 stars.